Hello once again, Niner faithful. Johnny Dell back with another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. This past Sunday, the 49ers got a must-have win over the Houston Texans in Trey Lance's second career start. Buoyed by a fantastic performance by the defensive line and nice development from Trey Lance since his last start, the 49ers were able to come away with their fourth straight home win and set up a huge game against the Rams this week. Overall, I thought Trey Lance played really well. Obviously, there are some plays he'd want back and areas for growth, but on a day when he was highly effective, I'd rather look at what he did well and how Kyle Shanahan helped his young quarterback than anything else. If the 49ers can manage to squeak into the playoffs and get a couple reinforcements back from injury on defense, they are a team that can make some noise in the playoffs with either quarterback leading the team. That being said, let's jump to the film and take a look at how San Francisco was able to beat the Texans. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. The first series of the game on defense set the tone for how San Francisco's defense would play throughout the game. They dominated the line of scrimmage and played pretty good coverage mixed with a suffocating pass rush. The Texans started out the game with a simple halfback dive, and DeMeco Ryans started out aggressively coming with a run blitz off the edge, where we'll slant the defensive line and bring K'Waun Williams off the edge. The slant of the D-line completely disrupts the play as DJ Jones is able to beat the center across his face and get into the backfield immediately, blowing up the play. Next, they're going to try and hit us with a play-action pass. They'll fake an inside run and then look to hit a wide receiver on a post with a backside curl route. The idea is you hope to get at least one of the underneath defenders to bite hard on the run fake. But you'll see as Mills turns around, no one bit on the fake, and he first looks to the post, but Warner is there. Then to the curl route, and Ward is in the throwing lane. And with the rush coming, he's forced to check it down for a short gain. Then on third down, we're going to show cover 2 zone pre-snap. And the Texans will have a post with a swirl route to the 3 receiver side, which is where Mills wants to work as you look to hit the post in between the safeties. But we're going to rotate late into cover 3 buzz. With Jimmy Ward rotating into the deep safety spot, it will take away the post. Mills moves off the concept and looks to check it down, and is again forced to move by the pass rush and dumps it off for a minimal gain. Really good stuff by DeMeco Ryans here early on, and great execution by the players to force a 3-and-out to start the game. Continuing the theme on defense, the defensive line just absolutely dominated Houston's offensive line. I could show about 15 to 20 plays of our defensive line stuffing their offensive line, so I'll just show another couple examples in the run game, but it was like this over and over in the game. Here, the Texans are going to run a split zone, and we do a really good job of maintaining our lanes. Armstead does a good job of eating up a double team block, while Bosa condenses the edge. Then Jones is able to flow but doesn't allow himself to get washed down, which forces the run straight to Marcel Harris, who then just has to fill the gap, and we make another stop for a short gain. So next, the Texans come with a power play, and we're again going to come with a run blitz, bringing K'Waun off the edge. This time, Williams comes through untouched, and Armstead bullies the right guard, and we make another stop for a short gain. This time, the Texans are going to try a counterplay, and again we maintain our gaps really well. Here, DJ Jones again doesn't allow himself to get washed down too far, and Norman, Tart, and Harris all do a great job of filling the hole, leaving nowhere for the running back to go, and we again stop Houston for little to no gain on the play. This was a theme over and over again all throughout the game, and why the Texans, who want to run the ball, were unable to all game long. On offense, some of what contributed to our slow start was just really good play by Houston's Justin Reed, who really stood out early in the game. Here, we're going to run a quarterback run where we'll fake a sweep to Debo and get Lance out on the edge with 2 blockers. We actually get a pretty good setup on this play. We get the guys off the edge to bite, and good blocks on the edge, This looks just like you draw it up, but Reed just makes a heck of a play. Watch the closing speed and angle of pursuit as he just makes a great play. From the end zone, note how he's the deep middle safety on the play and still makes the tackle. That's just a case of a great player making a great play. So next, on third down, we're going to try and run a zone read, and again, it's Justin Reed just making a great play. Note again that Reed is the deep middle safety. And right here, you'll see that Lance has an angle to the edge for a first down, but Reed is closing so quickly to cut him off, he's forced to try and cut it back inside and is stopped short of the line to gain. Again, just a great play by a great player. It took a little time, but eventually we were able to adjust on offense and get going. Back on defense, you could see how well the team was prepared for this game. The Texans motion a player across and are going to run a bubble screen. The quickness with which Williams is going to attack this tells me he saw this coming because he's going to go after this play like he shot out of a cannon right at the snap. He beats the blocker to the spot and blows up the play, allowing Fred Warner to get the stop. Then we're able to get a sack due to a nice marriage of coverage and pass rush. Here we're going to show cover 2 zone pre-snap like we did earlier, and the Texans will have a good cover 2 beater dialed up, a bench concept, which will put the cloud defender in a vertical stretch. But at the snap, we'll rotate again into cover 3 buzz. Mills is looking to the bench concept as the pre-snap look made him want to go there, but since we're in cover 3 buzz, it's taken away. He almost throws it to, but sees the coverage and pulls it down and is swallowed up by Armstead and Ebicom. Then just before the half, we're able to get the offense going to score some points. Kyle helped his young quarterback out here. We're going to start out by motioning Hasty out wide, and with a corner on him, it will reveal zone coverage. With a single safety, it shows cover 3 zone. So now he's given his young quarterback a very defined look. We're going to run an old West Coast offense staple, a double slant concept, which will put the curl flat defender in a horizontal stretch. So Lance takes a snap, reads the key defender taking the inside slant, and hits Debo for a nice gain. Again, helping his quarterback out, we're going to empty the backfield and shift Hasty out wide again. And again, with a cornerback on him, reveals zone coverage. This time with 2 high safeties, it's going to be cover 2 zone. Again, a very defined look. We're going to run a sucker concept with a skinny post and an under route, and then have Kittle on a basic cross over the middle, which creates a triangle stretch of the defense in a 3-on-2 situation. The inside release by Kittle moves the mic enough and the hook defender takes the under route, leaving Ayuk open on the skinny post, where Lance finds him for a nice gain on the play, setting up the first score of the game. This next play didn't result in a drive for points, but was what I thought Trey Lance's best throw of the day. We're going to start out by motioning Ayuk across, and with a defender following and Houston showing a press alignment, they're showing man coverage. However, they're going to be playing cover 3 zone. Lance doesn't panic though when the defense backs out. He sees the zone coverage and the will moves inside as he looks down the middle of the field, and that gives him just enough of a window to hit Ayuk in between the zones. And notice how aggressive Reed plays this. That'll come up later. But it's a really nice tight window throw, the kind we've gotten used to seeing Jimmy Garoppolo make over the years, and so, unsurprisingly, leads to the biggest catch and run of the day. Then back on defense, we're able to get a takeaway in the game. This is a shallow cross by the Texans, and we're going to sit in zone, and the great pass rush by Arden Key is going to force a bad throw by Davis Mills, who never sees Harris sitting underneath. The pass rush helps the secondary, and the secondary helps the pass rush. Good things happen when the two are in sync. Then we're able to get a big gain on a pass interference call. This is a play you'll see again later. We're going to look to hit a corner post shot. As you saw earlier, the Texans were sitting really short and aggressive with their safety, so we're going to try and get them to bite. After the run fake, you'll see we run Debo over the middle of the field. The hope is to grab the backside safety and hit the post route. We tried the same play against the same look versus the Bears, and Jimmy G hit Debo when the defense played it really well. Here, we probably do get a little bit lucky in drawing a pass interference as the play was well covered, but you don't argue with success. Then really nice play design by Kyle Shanahan leads to the first touchdown of the game. The Texans like to play man coverage in goal-to-go situations, and so Kyle first motions Debo across in a condensed split. Note the defender trailing him. That reveals man coverage. We then motion Juszczyk to that side as well. This is the key because it shifts responsibility for Juice in man coverage with the linebackers. We're going to fake a counterplay, which takes both Debo and Juszczyk across the formation. Because the late shift caused a change in defensive responsibility, someone messed up and didn't pick up Mitchell, who was left uncovered on the play for an easy touchdown. Then back on defense, the woes continued for the Texans. They were truly an inferior team, and plays like this show why. They have both receivers in tight, and there's a call for a chip and release on only one side, but the left tackle thinks it's his side and never even blocks Willis off the edge, who was able to get an easy sack. Then more great play design by Kyle Shanahan and a really well-timed call, and you could see him getting in a groove in the second half. Here, the Texans are again in man coverage, and we're just going to run our wide zone, but we'll pull Juszczyk and Kittle away from the play. This will take their man coverage guys with them, so suddenly you have gaps that aren't accounted for the defense. Watch how these guys, number 58 and number 51, take themselves out of the play, covering Juszczyk and Kittle, and it leaves a wide open lane for Mitchell. Then back on defense, we're going to get another sack, and this is just a dominating pass rush. We actually have a slight bust here when Ambry Thomas and Williams both cover the same guy for a second, which actually forces Mills to pull the ball down and then get squashed under a pile of bodies. Back on offense, we're able to set up our second touchdown in the game with a big third down conversion. Houston shows cover one blitz pre-snap, so Lance will look to Jennings on an out route. What I like here is the throw with anticipation. Notice how he starts his windup before Jennings makes his break. I really like that. These are usually spot throws, so even though it's a shoestring catch, I can't be really certain if that's just Jennings running his route a little deep or if he was supposed to come back to the ball, which is usually the case, or if it was just a little bit of an off throw by Lance. I lean towards it being a route run a little bit off, but either way, we're able to get a big conversion on third down. This then sets up another chance to run the corner post. This time, a little bit different. We're going to run it as a variation off of a slide concept, which we've all seen, where we'll fake a wide zone one way, then come back with a slide concept pass the other way. But this time, instead of running Debo on a corner route, he'll run a corner post route. We've run this play several times this year and have had several missed opportunities due to either the defense playing the rollout well or missing blocks. Here, Lance gets all alone, which allows the play to work. The Texans are in cover 3 zone and the backside corner recognizes the play but overplays it. So when Lance sees him overcommit to the middle of the field, he's going to lead Debo out into the open space. Really nice execution all around. Then we're able to put the game away with an explosive run by Mitchell. The key here is that Brunskill and Compton do a real nice job on sealing off the backside, so that Mitchell is left with a nice cutback lane and is able to hit it and go for big yards on the play. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, thanks for tuning in after the Christmas break. That time of year is always really busy as my daughter's birthday is right around that time, and then my in-laws flew in, so I didn't have a lot of time to get to a review video last week. Also, if you'd like to support the channel in any way, I'll have links for that below. This week shapes up to be, without a doubt, the most important game of the year, and if we win, we can punch a ticket to the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. So whatever your pre-game tradition is, your best good luck charm, it's time for us to all step it up to a playoff intensity and do our part. Here's to hoping for at least 4 more review videos for the year. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.